That's done. That's done. Did that. Still have to do that.
What's up?
Can I have some gummy bears?
Normally, I'd say yes. But there is a wicked cold front coming in, and I am not getting snowed in without gummy bears. Not again. Never again. Oh, fine, you can have one. Fair warning, do not give him a name if you plan on losing or eating him later. Unless you're some sort of monster.
I think there may be something weird about the security video from the night of the murder. Could you take a look at it with me?
Yes? This track is something Nico had me add, so the security video could also do double duty as a data set. He liked tracking the ebb and flow of the electrical current throughout the year. It meant something to him. I've heard that theoretically we could... Wait.
What?
Right there. And there. Let me get a closer look. It's true. There are breaks in the signature. This video was tampered with. Someone followed Nico into that lab and edited themselves out of the tape. I'm pulling this off the network before.
What just happened?
That footage must have been flagged. Whoever killed Nico knows what we just saw.
Where are you going?
Anywhere but here. If you're smart, you do the same.
Security breach in Tesla Coil Lab. Warning.
What are you doing here?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
This might come as a shock, but no one wants you lurking around here. Why don't you just leave me to my work?
I'm not lurking. What's that?
Wait! Wait, stop! Someone's activated the machine! You have to shut it all down! Please, hurry!
I need to find a way to turn off all of the power. There, got it.
Thank you! I appreciate that!
Who could have turned that on?
No clue! Look, maybe we can keep this between ourselves, okay?
What are you doing? Nancy, we should have a talk. Come on. Nice job. You saved me some paperwork back there. It's unfortunate that we couldn't be meeting under better circumstances. It wasn't exactly fair of me to ask you to take on such a large task. It looks like your ride is going to be a little late. Get settled in the lounge and, please, don't touch anything. I'm going to need all of your passes and keys. Where did you even get this? No, I don't even want to know.
What's going to happen next?
Snow clears, you leave. I leave, hire a professional next time. Killer gets found, killer goes to jail.
So what's your next step with the investigation?
I'm sorry if I've been anything but crystal clear. I want you off this case. Completely. You've caused enough trouble here.
I better get going.
Mm-hmm.
Did that? Check. Haven't did that. Still have to do that. I need to make a fingerprint mold first.
Did you hear? A snowstorm of gloriously epic proportions is bearing down on us. I might get to break out the snowmobile. Or we might get snowed in like last time.
Is there anything I can do to convince you to give me some of your gummy bears?
Yes. Victor is a candy hoarder. Liberate his sugar stash and bring it to me.
You seem pretty attached to gummy bears.
Attached? Please. I less than 3 them. They're bright and sugary, and sometimes a girl gets a little lonely surrounded by all these scientists. Plus, they're fun. And you can act out these little scenes with them and then eat them. Sweet, tragic, delicious betrayal. They never see it coming, the dopes.
I need a new key card. Can you help?
Well, sorta. Here, this should do the trick.
Thanks. What happens if a big storm hits?
Then we're stuck.
Is there any way into town?
You could use the snowmobiles, but those are for emergencies only. Or things I can write off as emergencies in order to ride them.
I need your help distracting Victor.
I've got just the thing.
What is it?
Listen.
That is awful!
I know! Victor hates it. Like mega super hates it to infinity. If I leave this thing running for more than a second, he'll be yelling at me to turn it off.
Perfect.
But Nancy, I also hate it. And I hate getting yelled at by Victor. So whatever you need to do, please do it quickly. Okay, I'll give you a minute and then I'll let her rip.
Did that. That might be Nico's fingerprint on that model. Got it. What's that? still haven't done that.
Hey,
So, what exactly happened with you and the coil?
I, miscalculated.
Why were you in there?
You saved my life. I thank you. That's it. Conversation over.
Any word on the storm?
It's gonna be bad. I'd get out of here before we get snowed in. I know I'm going to.
I better get going.
See you later.
What's up?
Goodbye.
Later.
Not a good time.
Can I have some of your candy?
What? Yes. Take all you want. Then let me get to work.
I better get going.
Yeah.
What's up?
I got the candy you wanted.
Then take. Take of my bears and be merry.
Thanks.
Ain't no thing.
I better get going.
Later.
Whoa! I need to replace all of these gears before the brakes give out. good. I need to find something to melt these in.
What do you want?
Can you explain these emails?
Depends. Can you explain what you're doing with confidential information?
I found it. Answer my question.
Don't want to. Get out! Say your piece, then leave me in mine.
Is there any reason you would have entered the lab right before Nico died?
No, enough! No more questions. Why won't you leave it alone?
Because someone killed Nico. I want to know who.
Why?
What do you mean, why? No one deserves that. Whoever did it should be locked up.
Or worse.
What's someone with a PhD doing working in security?
There's nothing wrong with what I do.
I didn't say there was. It just seems like you could do something more in line with your schooling.
I like what I do. No one respects real work anymore.
Something doesn't add up about your position here.
Leave it.
Nico must have known about your qualifications, but he put you in security, which means he kept you around because...
Because he felt bad for me. Fine. Let my friend take care of me. Happy?
If that's true, you have a strange way of paying back the favor. You were threatening him in those emails, and something tells me you were leaking his work.
That's not true. Whoever your source is, they're wrong.
Do you know why Mason and Ellie would be spending time together? I thought they hated each other.
I have a theory.
What is it?
Secret.
Did you know Victor is here?
Yes.
You don't seem happy about that.
I'm not. No follow-ups.
I get the sense Nico was protecting you. Why?
Couldn't read his mind then, still can't now.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
Nancy, Frank was just talking about you.
Oh yeah? Is that so?
Just recounting the time. So how are you? How's Colorado?
Science-y.
Awesome. Not bad.
I want to catch you up on the case.
Give us the deets. Joe, there's already a word that means what you're trying to say. Frank, it's a language, not a museum. Tear down the velvet rope standing in the way of your word imagination. Joe. Sorry, Nancy. Please go ahead.
I was called in to solve a cold case murder.
Whoa, a murder. I am flabber worried. Isn't that a little on the dangerous side?
It might be.
I wish we could be there to help.
Where are you?
We're on a submarine. Well, currently it's a boat, but intermittently it's a submarine.
What are you doing on a submarine?
It's sort of a long story, and we're still putting the pieces together. Not gonna lie, Nancy, it's some pretty sweet stuff. Crime syndicates, pirate treasure, and there's some talk of pirate ghosts, but no confirmations as of yet. But fingers crossed. More importantly, tell us about you.
Okay, here's the full scoop. Victor, the lab owner, called me in to help solve a cold case.
Why did he call you? Isn't this a job for the police?
Well, that's the thing. The police hit a dead end, and Nico, the researcher who was killed, all of his papers were put into evidence.
And they stay in evidence until the case is closed, right?
Exactly.
What makes the papers so important?
Apparently, Nico was very close to making his research public. The research was supposedly going to revolutionize the way power is created and delivered in this country. Well, the world, really. Victor wants the papers released before anyone else connects the dots.
If it's such a big deal, how come he didn't go to some big private eye or something? Joe, probably because Nancy's got a very well-deserved reputation of being the best there is. I'm sorry, Nancy. I didn't mean it that way. It just seems like a really big job.
I thought the same thing, trust me. But he thinks because of my age, no one will suspect I'm undercover. I hope he's right.
Oh, undercover. That makes sense. Cool. keep us up to date. We'll do everything we can to help.
I just saw a really cool Tesla coil demo.
You just said the one thing that could make me wish I wasn't on a submarine. I agree. I've always wanted to see one up close.
It was really impressive. They're definitely on the dangerous side.
Not really. Well, they can be if they're wired up wrong, but overall they're pretty safe.
Do you know much about Tesla coils?
Are you kidding? I'm the biggest Nikola Tesla fan in the world. I think. It might be a tie. I'll allow that.
I met Mason.
What's Mason like?
A little into his work, but not bad.
Could be busy. Or he could be dodging your questions.
Victor's here.
Why? Yeah, why?
I guess I failed. I'm off the case.
Really? Nancy Drew leaving an unsolved case? Unlikely.
I was so close. But things got more complicated when he showed up. And there's something else.
What?
I'm a little snowed in.
Snowed in with a killer? This is not good.
Tell me about it.
Play it cool. Since we're way out here, you might have to rely on someone on site. Choose wisely.
You don't have to tell me twice. Deirdre's decided to help me out.
What's in it for her?
A passing grade?
Ah, lucky. I wonder who her teacher is. I foiled 3 art heists, and did that help my art history grade? No. No, it did not. Rescue a stolen Vermeer, yet you still get a C.
Ryan's innocent.
One down. Maybe she can help you out.
Deirdre was actually helpful.
That might be more surprising than Ryan's innocence. So what's next?
Everyone else. I met the whole crew.
Now the work begins. There are some intelligence guys here who owe us a favor. We'll see if anyone's got a past they're hiding.
Mason and Ellie seem to hate each other.
On a scale of 1 to standoff?
They're on opposite shifts to avoid one another.
Interesting. That might come in handy.
I met Gray.
What's his story?
He's a little intimidating.
You're not the type to be intimidated, so that must really be saying something.
I didn't know you two were Tesla fans.
Tesla was like a real-life wizard. Well, his contributions to the scientific community are the most boring things to talk about when it comes to Tesla, Frank. He carried around an earthquake machine and built death rays. That stuff is probably blown out of proportion. I will not have you in boring Tesla, Frank. He was one of the few scientists who truly valued crazy giant lightning storms. When he was bored, he and Mark Twain would take turns electrocuting themselves. I mean, come on! The flashy stuff is cool, Joe, but what really impresses me is how all of these seemingly crazy things he dreamed up are now being proven to be actually possible.
Like wireless energy.
Yeah, and harvesting energy from space and the Earth itself. Wait, is that what Nico was working on?
I don't know all of the details exactly, but it seems like it.
Amazing!
Something weird is going on. Mason and Ellie are actually working together.
Don't they hate each other?
I thought so.
Either they're lying, or they've got some strong outside motivation to put aside their differences.
They're working together in secret.
So, do you think corporate espionage?
Could be.
There's a lot of money to be made with this work. But are they taking advantage of the situation?
Or was this the plan all along? I wish I knew. The security video was doctored, but when I found that out, someone on the network was notified.
Who else would set that up but the killer?
Can you two look into that for me?
You got it. I'll call you the second I know.
I found a letter that said Nico's work could be split up and sold in bits for huge amounts of money.
That sounds like motive to me. Wait, could this be what Ellie and Mason are up to?
I think maybe.
Then that means they both stand to benefit from Nico's death.
I know. I still need more.
We'll see if we can find anything out on our end.
Can you help me with getting past a biometric scanner?
No, we're awful at those. Don't tell the other adventurers, though. Joe's right. As much as it pains me to say, maybe Deirdre's your best bet right now.
I met Ellie.
The verdict?
She's nice, a little quiet.
Isn't that what the neighbors always say on the news after someone goes berserk? She seems so quiet. Says the loudest person I've ever met. Sometimes people are just quiet.
I better get going.
Bye.
That's done. I need to make a fingerprint mold first. Did that. Did that. Can't check that off yet. Can't check that off yet. This was the card that opened the lab the night of the murder. Check. Can't leave the card behind. Can't check. Still have to do that.
This is a lab, not your personal playground. Get back to the visitors area.
The elevator nearly killed me.
Sounds bad. Then maybe you should stop wandering around.
I'll let you go.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's powered off. I can't do that yet. Can't. Still have to do that.
Why?
I'm sorry to ask again, but can you distract Victor for me?
Dear ears and general feelings of self-worth, I am so sorry for what's about to happen to you. Your sad friend, Ryan.
It's Tuesday, 26 hours of work this week. Off to a running start. Ryan's getting more aggressive with her demands. I'm reluctant to send her packing, but I will if I must. My safety is my primary concern. Which reminds me, the parts arrived today for the pigeon. 13, 6, 5, as expected. Should something happen to me, hopefully someone will figure out what that means.
Can't check that off
Last
yet.
night, I hit 90% efficiency with the suboptimal setup. Thanks to Ryan's threats, I could not carry out the plan I had been hoping. Yet these results mean that it's time to announce. Again, I'm viewing the schematics in my head, but now I have to think differently. I have to find the points in the design where someone could take advantage of the system, and bend it to his will. Tesla was lucky to live before the nuclear age took full flight. He never had to scrutinize his work. He could brag about death rays or the earthquake machines he had, and the tyrants of the world wouldn't take notice. That's no longer the case. I don't think he understood the cost of destruction. To him, it was just the mechanics of the thing. When he attached the earthquake machine to his building, he didn't want to destroy it. It was about finding the perfect pattern. The resonant frequency of the building syncing up with the steady tap of his machine until the structure's myth of stability was exposed for what it was, a hopeful lie. I always like to think that's how Wardenclyffe came down, not with a wrecking ball, but with one of his unassuming little boxes set to frequency 37.
What was Nico up to with a pigeon? This must be what Nico was talking about in his diary. This must be the key to one of Nico's passwords. Did that. Can't check that off yet. This must be the building Nico mentioned. I need to find the correct frequency. I need to close the box first. Did that? That's done. Did that.